Welcome back to 80s Comics for the review of Logan's Run, issue number 3 from March of 1976. Yes, this is from the 70s, but I thought it would be a lot of fun if we had Dystopian Future Week around here. Since we're all living in a horrible dystopian future, let's enjoy a look at the 1970s vision of a dystopian future, which looks pretty incredible to me. That looks great compared to today. Lair of the Laser Death. There's nothing that doesn't sound great about that. Logan's Run, one of my favorite movies from the era. Does it make a good comic book worth reading today? Yes. And I'll show you why. 1970s King Kong. That's a good movie. Logan's Run, Sanctuary, issue number 3. The official adaptation of the MGM production. Hey, that chick's got Farrah Fawcett hair. Go figure. Welcome to the new U Shop. So for those of you familiar with the movie, this is a really good adaptation of the movie. Almost one-to-one. Well, maybe not one-to-one, but a very good comic book reproduction of a very good film. As Logan 5 goes to the new U Shop with the blonde girl with the Farrah Fawcett hair to get a new face because he's running. And I suspect that many of you watching have no idea what Logan's Run is or what the premise is. So allow me to tell you after showing you this picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from the 70s. Before he was in Predator, he was in Logan's Run, the comic book. The dystopian vision of the future as depicted by Logan's Run is basically like the future spa. So way more awesome than the horrible dystopian future that we live in today. These people live in this futuristic city under a dome that's filled with all of the drinks, drugs, and beautiful women with Farrah Fawcett hair that you can imagine, except the catch is that you have to die at 30 by getting onto this thing called carousel when this gem in your hand starts blinking. And then you spin to your death while listening to incredible 1970s synthesizers, unless you're a real man like Logan 5 and run for it. He's a runner. But he was a Sandman. In fact, he is a Sandman. Sandmen catch runners. Runners are cowards. I think smart cowards. Cowards that run from carousel. But Logan, after this computer intervention, turns into a runner. And this girl here, the one without the Farrah Fawcett hair, was Jessica. He teams up with her, so he has to go get a new face. After we enjoy this amazing custom van advertisement. Look at that one. Can you see that? It's like Ben-Hur on the side of a custom van. I need to be one of those. The doctor tries to kill Logan. Get some great fighting, some great shooting. The artwork's really good in this issue. And eventually, after that guy burns to death and when the lasers incinerate his face, eventually they escape, and then they make their way into the bowels of this futuristic city where they encounter this group of, are they runners or just punks and ruffians? Well, they have to make their way through them to get to Sanctuary, which is, they don't know what's outside the city. Because they're all a bunch of idiots in the future. There's the girl with Farrah Fawcett hair once again. She tries to help them get through, but then the Sandmen break in, shoot everybody. Jessica is suspicious. But then Logan 5 saves her life after we get a lot of advertisements in this issue. Entirely too many ads. Long story short, it's awesome. They make their way into this area of the city that they've never seen before. We must be somewhere under a city in a long abandoned area. I've been told that the city receives its power from the sea, but this appears to be more than an unused hydroelectric plant. What about those glassed alcoves up there? Looks like some kind of breeding pens. They say people actually used to raise animals, to eat. These two are not social distancing, by the way. They're almost drowned. And then, if you know the movie, you know what's coming next. I'm just going to show it to you. Because it just makes me happy. Box! Fish from the sea! It's a great movie. And a very good comic book. Surprisingly good. Much better than I expected. Totally worth the just barely over 30 cents that I paid for this. It's the only one I have, so clearly I need to get the rest of them to reacquaint myself with the brilliance of Logan's Run. Highly recommended by 80scomics.com. Even though it's 70s. You had to get through the 70s to get through the 80s, to get to the 80s. Well, the 70s were great. Lasers, disco, so much Farrah Fawcett hair, and turtlenecks.